school district offices. There's all kinds of job openings for the Wenatchee School District. It comes with the territory. But there really is a significant need for paraeducators. It's a good job. You should think about it and throw your hat into the ring Monday and Tuesday. Diana Hagelin from the Wenatchee School District will talk all about that big hiring event Monday and Tuesday in the back half of the program. Always good to see her. They work in the summertime. Yes, they get some time off, but the administrators and then the higher echelon folks in the local school districts, they don't really get summers off. They still work. They don't run off to their hammocks and dink around for a while. That's my job. 2 minutes after the hour, let's go. Let's do our tour. The Wenatchee Heights camera begins our festivities. Sunrise this morning was at 5:34. Sunset this evening will be at 8:40. That's 15 hours and 6 minutes of daylight. Point of reference, we have lost 12 minutes of daylight in the last 7 days. So in the last week, we have lost 12 minutes of daylight. It's that time of the year. We're losing about a minute of daylight a day, but it's still summertime and will be until the 21st of September, and a beautiful view from the Wenatchee Valley. A Rondo Rock camera is always a popular one because we love Lake Antioch, and there it is. It's looking blue. See, it's actually the Columbia River, and of course it's the reservoir behind Rocky Reach Dam, but it does look like a lake in that respect because it just doesn't flow very much. Gorgeous view there. Good morning to our friends up in the Antioch Lake area. Always good to see you. Omi Gardens chimes in. Look at this view. That's kind of sweet. Got a few high clouds out in the Columbia Basin. Look how brown the hillsides are. Good morning to our friends on the north side of town. Stamilt, Kai's Fiber, and everybody else. Good to see you. And we got to say good morning to our friends up north. We say good morning to Pateros, to Brewster, to Bridgeport, to Omak, to Okanagan, to Riverside, to Pateros, to Tunk Mountain, and of course, Canada, a stunning view from high atop Billy Goat Mountain with Alta Lake in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Looks to be a little hazy up there, and it's going to be a little hazy to the north of us. The closer you get to the Canadian border, you're going to deal with a few more high clouds and some windy conditions. It's also going to be a little breezy down here in the Wenatchee Valley, but you'll see more filtered sunshine up north in the Okanagan Valley. From the National Weather Service, here we go. Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you, Uriah. There is some fire weather concerns. The recipe is simple. Strong winds, hot temperatures, very low relative humidity. Our relative humidity yesterday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon was at 20%. That's pretty low. We could see relative humidities in the teens today, Saturday, and Sunday. That's the combination. I would not be surprised if a red flag warning would be issued before this day is over. A lot of it depends on how windy it is going to be. So now that we got that out of the way, we can do the forecast. Sunshine to 90 degrees we go, which is right at normal for this time of the year. 61 for the overnight low. It is going to be a little windy. Sustained winds about 7 to 10, occasionally 14 miles an hour. You will see or feel the occasional rogue gust. If you see the wind, that's really weird. Waterville, Omak, Okanagan, you're going to be windier still. Clear tonight, 65 for the overnight low. Another windy day tomorrow and warmer still. Again, to the north of us, even maybe as far south as, say, Lake Chelan, you will see some haze as well. High tomorrow of 93. Slightly cooler, but not much on Sunday as a wheat trough comes in, and that's going to suck up all of that hot air from the desert southwest, and it's going to park right over the top of us. And by the time we get to Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, just plain hot with no wind. And boy, do we need rain. It's been a long time since we've had any measurable precipitation. That streak will continue for the foreseeable future. That's the weather. It's 6 minutes after the hour, 2-minute break, and the news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
I chose a career at Confluence South because I wanted to help people, and I knew there would be opportunities for growth. I started as a medical assistant, but quickly advanced in my career. I received 5 promotions in only 7 years, 3 of those in management roles. Most organizations don't offer that type of growth. Now, as a career pathway coordinator, I let everyone know. Come join Confluence South. Come grow with us.
Tybus Public Market is on the move to make parking, dining, shopping, and events an even better experience for our community. Check out the progress that has already been made towards the revitalization. The Westside project is well on its way, but we need your help to get over the finish line. All donations are greatly appreciated and can be made online at our website or in person at the business office. We want to thank those who have already partnered with us. You are helping make the place we love a better place for our community to meet.
Hit the open roads this summer with Click It RV Superstore in Moses Lake during the Great American Sales Event. The best brands, Grand Design, Flagstaff, Thor, SMC trailers, and more. Over 1,000 RVs. Payments as low as $240 per month. $240 down. 0 payments until 2024. Up to $4,000 over JD Power for your trade-in. Plus, get a Traeger grill and Yeti cooler with purchase during the Great American Sales Event. Now at the Click It RV Superstore in Moses Lake, off I-90 on North Frontage. Hurry in today.
Sunshine, 64 degrees, lots of sunshine, a little windy today, a little windy tomorrow. Obviously, the concern of any kind of fire getting going will be making those folks a little nervous. It's 9 minutes after the hour. We'll begin with this. The Washington Court of Appeals says a Kashmir man cannot be tried a second time for a sexual assault charge after an earlier jury deadlocked on that charge but acquitted him on a related count. Blake Alexander Badgley, he's now 25 years old. He was 20 when Chelan County prosecutors charged him in 2018 with second and third degree rape for allegedly having sex with a woman who was too intoxicated to consent. Now, at his trial in 2021, the jury declared him not guilty of the third degree count, but could not reach a verdict on the more serious charge. Prosecutors last year sought to retry him for second degree rape, and Superior Court Judge Robert Jordan said he would allow that. But Badgley's appellate attorney, Jeremy Burke, called that a case of double jeopardy, and yesterday the appellate court agreed in a 2-1 decision. The prosecution still has the right to ask for that court to reconsider that decision, or they could appeal to the Washington State Supreme Court. A Moses Lake family physician was stripped of her medical license last week after 2 patients died by prescription drug overdoses. Dr. Irene Kimura had practiced medicine since 1992, but the Washington Medical Commission ruled last week that preying upon vulnerable patients with addictions and that she overprescribed opioids that led to the deaths of a husband and wife in 2017 and 2020. Kimura also borrowed $25,000 from another patient and paid off the interest on the loan by providing mood-altering drugs. The Medical Commission ruled that Kimura, quote, can never be rehabilitated. Wenatchee Valley's June unemployment rate was the lowest for any month of June, since they started keeping track of these things. That's been 30 years. A new report from the Employment Security Department finds unemployment in the metropolitan Wenatchee area was at 2.9%. That's the lowest for the month of June since 1990. That's when electronic record keeping began, and far lower than it was at this time during the pandemic years of 2021 and 2022. However, the rate of growth in non-farm employment over the last 3 months is lower than it was at this time last year. The ESD says there were 400 fewer non-farm jobs available in the valley compared to June of last year. The all-volunteer Chelan County Mountain Rescue Team and his partners are being honored for the help that they gave a man last year. He was pinned beneath a boulder in the Enchantment Wilderness. You remember this story. The backcountry communication gear supplier, the company is called Rocky Talkie. They passed out $36,000 in prize money to 3 rescue teams in their annual Search and Rescue Awards. That aims to recognize the work of volunteer SAR teams. Chelan County's team saved hiker Benedict Delonte from a terrifying fate last October. Rocky Talkie provided us with an award video that they produced about this amazing rescue.
I went out to Leavenworth. The goal was to run the Enchantments route through the string of Enchantments lakes in Leavenworth. The accident happened at around 9 a.m. We were maybe like 10 miles through the hike. We started getting off trail. As we were descending, I dislodged a boulder. I was next to the boulder, and then I slid down as the boulder fell and got pinned underneath the boulder. He called for help immediately.
A boulder the size of a refrigerator had fallen on someone, and that the person was trapped.
We started going through like scenarios of like, what tools do we have to move a boulder?
We've never dealt with something like this before.
You have to be prepared for everything. There's rapidly changing conditions. Information's coming in slowly. Information may be wrong.
We flew into the basin and we caught the strobe of the paramedic that was on scene, and we realized that he was actually on a cliff face.
It was alarming because it was the first time we found out like, oh, this guy is not trailside.
I started preparing mentally in my head and started to think about what is it that we need to do to get to this patient.
It worked out where we just kind of had the right people on the right mission.
My right leg took most of the trauma, and that like pretty much immediately like I knew that was going to be broken. And then my left leg was pinned, my groin was pinned, and my left arm was pinned. So I could only move my neck and my right arm.
The urgency behind all of this was the fact that the rock was large and it was crushing the patient's legs.
It was hard to see the extent of my injuries. I mean, I knew that probably my right leg was broken.
Hi there. What's your name? Benedict. Benedict. My name's Jeff. I'm a paramedic. Hey man, I'm gonna take care of you, okay?
The full video that the Rocky Talkie folks put together is about 8 minutes, so we're going to play that for you on Monday's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. A new 80-foot bridge over the Big Meadow Creek is now complete, and that's going to make it a lot easier for the fish to get where they need to go. The Big Meadow Creek Fish Passage Restoration Project removed a culvert that was a partial barrier to fish passage, and they replaced it with the new steel and concrete bridge. The project is on a tributary to the Chihuahua River and is part of a series of 5 restoration projects in the Wenatchee River Ranger District. The area is home to spring chinook, steelhead, and bull trout, all of which are listed on the Endangered Species Act. The fish now have unimpaired access to 10.5 miles of upstream habitat, and they, by the way, they planted about 40 trees too to improve in-stream habitat. And speaking of rivers, Parque Padrinas and Chelan County Natural Resources are looking for volunteers to assist with a fun little spin on a river cleanup. It's going to be next weekend. Volunteers are going to have a chance to float or walk a portion of the Wenatchee River shoreline and end the effort with a community celebration. They're going to have a party when it's all said and done. There will be 2 floating groups led by professionals. One will begin in Dryden and will end at Riverside Park in Cashmere. The other one will begin at Riverside Park in Cashmere and end at the Wenatchee River County Park in Monitor. All the participants, if you want to participate on rafts, you have to wear personal flotation devices. You got to be at least 12 years old. And if you're between the ages of 16 and 12, you have to be accompanied by an adult. The cleanup will begin at 9:30 a.m. next Saturday, August 5th. And if you're interested, you can pre-register for a spot on the raft. The link to that is on our website, ncwlife.com. That is the news on this Friday morning. One more news to get your weekend going. Jefferson's in the anchor chair for one more day while Grant Olson is on assignment. And since Grant Olson is on assignment, I'm doing the weather forecasting as well, and Eric Granstrom with sports. The news at 5, 6, and 10. 5, 6, and 10 on television. Available for you to watch it on the World Wide Web at 5 o'clock this afternoon on our Facebook page or YouTube page, or on our homepage. And at the bottom of your screen is how you get a hold of us, and you are invited to get a hold of us. Seahawks, Apple Sox, Mariners. Only the Apple Sox played. Sports in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
When Mike leaves town, it's a little scary. You never know who might be outside. But we feel safer inside knowing our home is being monitored by a local company. I can check our alarm from just about anywhere, so when we get home, I know it's safe.
Protect your family and save money with a local company. Switch your current security monitoring to Guardian Services from LocalTel. Call Guardian Security from LocalTel now or visit localtel.net to learn more.
Few things strike fear in the human heart, like the possibility of a rattlesnake bite. Dogs can encounter rattlesnakes on their walks or in their yards, and being curious, often get bitten on their face, neck, and legs. Luckily, a vaccination is available to help neutralize venom so dogs experience less pain and swelling. Even if your dog has received a vaccine, you still need to seek immediate help. Dr. Shauna Bayes and the staff of Paws and Claws care about your pet's health. Call 888-PAWS to schedule your vaccination today.
A break from reality. Central Washington Water has a showroom full of possibilities. They have the perfect hot tub for any space and any budget, including saltwater hot tubs for the absolute best ownership experience. Find free-flow plug-and-play spas that make it simple and affordable to get you soaking. Tropatone furniture to complete your patio. Make summer a splash with a high-quality, easy-to-set-up above-ground pool with pumps and filters from Central Washington Water, your water experts. Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bob File Boats and Motors. Now you can fish like a pro without breaking the bank thanks to the ProMag aluminum fishing boat by Smokercraft. It features a great layout with a spacious bow casting platform, huge live wells, and in-floor storage to safely stow your gear. See the Smokercraft line of boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
Just about 19 minutes after the hour. Yesterday was day 2 of training camp. Devon Witherspoon, he still ain't there. The 5th overall pick in this year's NFL draft is still holding out over a contract dispute with Seattle. The rest of his teammates, of course, are working out in Renton. Veteran defensive back Quandre Diggs says he knows Witherspoon and the Seahawks. He'll figure it out. He'll be with the team. Of course, the dollar figures are a little different than when Diggs signed with the team 10 years ago.
When I was drafted, I was 6th-round draft pick, so my money ain't nothing like Spoon finna get. Like, I think I got like $70,000 after taxes. So for me, it ain't like I was gonna be rich. I was gonna be a normal civilian. So shit, just give me my money when you get it to me. But you know, everybody's situation is different. And like I said, I just give him the best advice I can give him. And you know, if he need anything, I'm always here. I'm down the street. So. I mean, I think it'll work out. It'll be fine. You know what I mean? He's our 5th pick. We drafted him for a reason. They want him here. He wants to be here, so it'll be all good.
Seahawks are also without cornerback Tariq Woolen. He's recovering. He's got some knee injuries, but Quandre says that's cool. It lets other guys compete.
It's impressive. I think this is probably the best depth that we've had since I've been here where, you know, we got 2 guys out, you know, with Spoon and Reek. So we got just throw Trey in, and he's going to do his job. Mike Jackson's going to do his job. We got a little Cole. The young boys are getting great reps. So at the end of the day, you know, it's a next man up mentality right now, and we'll be happy when those guys get back out there. It just gives us more of our bodies so we can all work together and get that chemistry going.
Of course, the Seahawks surprised the league. They had a winning record. They made the playoffs, and then they lost to the 49ers. And Seahawks quarterback Geno Smith says losing to the 49ers in the first round last year provides them all the motivation they need.
Yeah, I can speak for myself, man. I just had a really bad taste in my mouth after that, you know, playoff game. Didn't want the season to end, and, you know, I just kind of went straight to work. I just went to work, and, you know, I was preparing for this opportunity this season, and I know the guys around me felt the same way. Everyone's growing. We're all growing together. This offense is growing. This team's growing. And, you know, like I said, we got to go prove it. You know, I'm not big on just talking. You know, I like to go out and make things happen. And so, you know, I think we have a great opportunity. And so I'm looking forward to that.
Another high draft pick, wide receiver Jackson Smith in Jigba. They picked him up early in the draft back in April. And Geno Smith says, bring it on. He's good.
You know, we were a really good offense last year. We did a lot of great things, and I think Jackson is an addition to that. You know, having another dynamic receiver just as well as like guys like Derek and D. Eskridge and Cody Thompson, the tight ends that we have, bringing what they bring. Not to mention DK and Tyler, our running backs. I mean, we have a whole onslaught of guys who can go out there and make things happen. And, we all know what Jackson can do. I mean, he does it every single day. That's who he is. And having a guy like him on our side, like I said, makes us a lot better.
Today's practice session can be attended only if you have season tickets. I don't. They get Saturday off. They practice again Sunday and Monday. They have that mock game, of course, at Lumen Field next Friday. Mariners in Arizona taking on the Diamondbacks. First of a 3-game weekend series. Of course, they took 2 of 3 from the Twins. So the M's are 52-50 right now on the year. That's good enough for 4th in the American League West. Diamondbacks a surprise. 3rd in the National League West, 55-48. Logan Gilbert will throw for the Mariners. Tommy Henry will pitch for Arizona. First pitch 6:40 at Chase Field in Phoenix on Root Sports Northwest. Scoreboard: Angels sweep the Tigers in a doubleheader yesterday in Detroit. Shohei Ohtani, wow. He pitched his first complete game in his career. It was a one-hitter. LA won the opener 6-0. Taylor Ward homered twice in the victory. And then as a designated hitter in the second game, Ohtani hit 2 home runs and the Angels won 11-4. So Shohei Ohtani has 9 wins on the mound and 38 home runs on the season. That is phenomenal. A comeback bid in the ninth fell short for the Apple Sox last night, losing to Bellingham 6-5. The Apple Sox scored 3 runs in the ninth inning, and then the Bells got the final out, handing Wenatchee its first series loss at home this season. More on last night's game from our good buddy, the voice of the Apple Sox Stormin', Joel Norman.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox dropped back-to-back home games for the first time this summer as the Bellingham Bells came on the road and took 2 of 3 at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium with a 6-5 victory on Thursday night. Wenatchee trailed 2-0 heading into the bottom of the 5th inning and got RBI singles from Reeve Boyd and Frankie Carney to tie it up, but the Bells immediately had an answer, scoring twice in the top of the 6th and then again in the 8th and the 9th innings with insurance runs. The Apple Sox trailed by 4 going into the bottom of the 9th inning, but refused to go down quietly, scoring 3 runs. However, the final out of the game was recorded over at third base with Wenatchee within 1 run, but of course, they would not get an opportunity to play potentially the tying run. Samuel Round picked up a no decision, but the incoming freshman at Gonzaga was brilliant on Thursday night. 5 innings, he allowed 3 runs in that time, 2 of them were earned, and he struck out 10 hitters to become the second Apple Sox pitcher this season to record double-digit strikeouts as a starter. Wenatchee looks to get a new streak going on Friday night as they welcome the Edmonton Riverhawks into town. It's Aloha weekend. Going to be a fun weekend of baseball, including with Saturday's game being the Apple Sox annual free trip to Hawaii giveaway night, with first pitch for Friday and Saturday at 6:35 and then Sunday at 1:05 p.m. With your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
Thank you, Joel. Izzy Lopez had a pretty good day at the plate. He went 3 for 4, scored a couple of runs. Reeve Boyd, a couple of hits, a run and an RBI. Braden Boyd takes the loss. He pitched 3 innings of relief. He allowed 3 runs on 2 hits. So their final home series of the regular season begins tonight, and we will be there, broadcasting it in high definition and stereophonic sound. Eric Granstrom and Brandon Schmidt with the call pregame at 6:30. From Les Schwab, it's the scoreboard from the West Coast League last night. Rafael Smeek was 2 for 3 with a solo home run and a couple of RBIs. Kelowna beats Nanaimo 7-2. Victoria and Kamloops, too much rain, so they didn't get the game in there. Mark Osana's grand slam home run powered a 5-run first inning for Edmonton. The Riverhawks beating Port Angeles 7-2. Edmonton comes to town tonight on a 4-game winning streak. Ethan Hott's bases clearing triple highlighted a 5-run second inning for Corvallis as the Knights beat Yakima Valley 8-2. Marquis Tidiali's 2-run home run helped Cowlitz over Ridgefield 6-5. Portland rallied from behind on Armando Benizzo's 2-run base hit in the top of the 9th. They beat Springfield 6-5, and Luca Di Paio was 3 for 6 with 3 RBIs to lead Bend over Walla Walla 13-6. The catcher from USC was just a home run away from the cycle for Bend. So the standings, things get a little tight now. Wenatchee's lead in the north trimmed to a 1.5 games over Victoria with last night's loss. Kelowna lurks just 2 games back as the West Coast League enters the home stretch. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Friday, 28th day of July. I could have, but did not choose for the obscure holiday. National Milk Chocolate Day. It's National Buffalo Soldiers Day. National Water Park Day. It's been a long time since I've been to Slidewater. It's a National System Administrator Appreciation Day. So all the guys and gals in the basement of this building, this is your day. Thank you very much. But today is National Talk in an Elevator Day. Now, for a lot of people, making brief, informal conversations with people as you share an elevator ride from one floor to another, it can be a bit awkward. It isn't for me. You can't be in this business and be a wallflower, but instead of talking to strangers in an elevators, we're going to talk about elevators. I got fun facts about elevators. How many elevators are there in this country? They think about 700,000. Give or take a couple. I don't think anybody knows the exact number, but the experts say there are about 700,000 elevators in the United States. Elevators are very safe. In fact, they're one of the safest modes of transportation out there. They are 20 times safer than escalators. Every once in a while you hear about these escalator horror stories. You don't hear too many elevator horror stories except getting trapped in one, but the odds of you getting hurt are almost nil. On most elevators, you got that closed door button. It doesn't do anything. It just lights up. It's just there to make you feel better that you have the power to close the door. You're probably not really doing that. Every 3 days, all the elevators in the world carry the equivalent of the world's population. Think about that. Every 3 days, every elevator in the world carries the equivalent of everybody who lives on the planet, and yet half the people who live on this planet have never ridden an elevator. That's a bizarre statistic. Elevator music began to appear in the 1920s. It has disappeared for the most part. I can't remember the last time I was in an elevator that they play that elevator music. It's been a long time. The average person who uses elevators on a regular basis will use an elevator 4 times in a single day. And about 85% of buildings that have at least 14 floors, of course, don't have a 13th floor, and so you will not see a 13th floor button on an elevator. Happy National Talk to a Stranger in an Elevator Day today. You gotta pick something, I suppose. Today in history, a lot going on. On July 28th, first of all, the 14th Amendment was ratified on this date in 1868. This was the big one. Just about every significant Supreme Court decision handed down since this date in 1868 has some sort of ramifications with the 14th Amendment. There was a lot of ambiguity written into it. The Citizenship Clause, the Due Process Clause, the Equal Protection Clause. Yeah, it's a big one. Read it. It kind of goes in a lot of different directions, but it was entered into the Constitution on this date. One of the biggest ones, the 14th Amendment on this date, 155 years ago today. July 28th, 1914, after months and months of buildup, after the King and Queen of Serbia shot and treaties and gosh darn you, and well, here we go. World War I. We're going. Line them up, folks, on the good guys, the good side, the British Empire, the French, the Russians, the Serbians, the Belgium, let's see, yeah, the Dutch, the Japanese, Italy, Romania, Portugal, China got on board, Greece, and of course, good old US of A. Those are the good guys. Bad guys, Germany, Austria, Hungary, Bulgaria, and the Ottoman Empire. World War I. The war to end all wars, which of course did not, began 109 years ago today. This isn't supposed to happen. It was Saturday morning, hot, steamy, cloudy, foggy in New York City, and a U.S. Army B-25 bomber trying to fly from Massachusetts to New Jersey lost its way over Midtown Manhattan. As you see the footage, I'll show you what happens. What happened? It flew into that thing, the Empire State Building, the B-25, and that's a big airplane, big heavy airplane. Didn't have a lot of people on it. It crashes between the 78th and 79th floor of the Empire State Building on a foggy, cloudy, misty, hot, muggy day in New York City at about 9:40 in the morning. An 18 by 20 foot hole into the Empire State Building. It smacked right into the offices of the National Catholic Welfare Council. One engine of the bomber shot through the south side, that's opposite the impact zone, and flew into the next block, dropped 900 feet, landed on the roof of a nearby building. It caused that building to catch on fire. The other engine and part of the landing gear went down an elevator shaft. This could have been a hell of a lot worse, except it was a Saturday morning. Between the people in the building and the people in the airplane, only 14 died. If it had been 9:40 on a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday morning, the death toll and the injury toll would have been much, much higher. That happened on this date in 1945. 58 years ago today, Lyndon Johnson and the Joint Chiefs of Staff and his people in Vietnam said, we're not doing real good. Our guys are going to Vietnam. They're running out their year-and-a-half commitment and trying to get the hell home. And so Lyndon B. Johnson said, well, we'll just send you more troops. He announces that he's going to increase the troops in South Vietnam from 75,000 to 125,000. 50,000 more Americans are going to go to Vietnam to fight somebody else's civil war. Lyndon Johnson made that announcement 58 years ago today. This is the 39th anniversary of the opening ceremonies of the Games of the 23rd Olympiad, of course, in Los Angeles, California. I remember it very, very well. Here's the footage of the opening ceremony. Rayford Johnson does the honors of lighting the Olympic torch. Of course, the last Games in North America, the Montreal Games in 1976, was a financial disaster. I think Montreal is still paying for those games. And so when it came time to bid for who would be the host city for the 1984 Summer Olympics, the only city that bid was Los Angeles. So they got it by default. They said, we'll do it. And of course, this was the famous corporate Olympics. Anything and everything that could be sponsored by major corporations, from Coca-Cola to McDonald's to Texaco to anything else, they slapped their name on it. And that means that the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles made money. The net profit, $250 million. Where did the $250 million go? It certainly didn't go to the people of Los Angeles. The Olympic Committee just kept it. This was the third consecutive Olympiad that there was a boycott. There was a boycott in '76. Of course, we boycotted the Moscow Games in 1980, and in 1984, the Soviet Union and their 13 communist allies all stayed home to make it that all even. However, Romania and China showed up. For China, it was their first Olympics since 1952. And needless to say, we did really good. The U.S. Summer Olympic team won 174 medals. It's easy when the Soviets and the East Germans don't bother to show up. The Games of the 23rd Olympiad opened on this date in 1984. And the saga that would become Kennewick Man began on this date in 1997 under the most innocent of circumstances. Bill Thomas and Dave Deasy were watching the hydroplanes, the Columbia Cup. On the Columbia River, they were floating on their inner tubes. They got out of their inner tubes on a little sandy beach. On the Columbia River, they looked down and they found a human skull. Will and David did on July 28, 1996. They called the cops. The cops showed up. They cordoned off the crime scene. They dug up the skull, took the skull to the coroner. Coroner said, this skull is old. I mean, really old. This is not like a recent homicide or a drowning or something like that. So they went back and they did more digging and they found the almost complete skeleton of Kennewick Man, estimated to be 9,000 years old. And then for the next 9 years, controversy. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, who said we control the river, so we get them. Native Americans said we get them. The state of Washington said we get them. And this went on forever, litigation, they allowed the bones to be studied. They determined that it was about 9,000 years old. And finally, in September of 2016, the House and the Senate passed legislation to return the bones to the natives, the coalition, the Confederated Tribes of the Colville Reservation, the Yakima Nation, the Nez Perce, the Umatilla, and finally, with just those tribes involved, about 200 members of those 5 tribes gathered very privately, very discreetly in February of 2017 and reburied Kennewick Man in a location only they know. all because a couple of guys were floating on their inner tubes drinking beer on the river on a hot summer day in 1996. Birthdays. We normally don't do first ladies, we do presidents. First ladies, we normally, for the most part, there are exceptions. We would certainly take an exception for Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, the 37th First Lady of the United States, married to John F. Kennedy, watched her husband get murdered right in front of her on November 22nd, 1963, died in 1994 at the age of 64. Jackie Kennedy, and the legendary inspirational story of Terry Fox, the Canadian athlete. In 1980, he had one leg amputated because of an aggressive case of cancer, so he vowed to run all the way across Canada from east to west to raise awareness and money for cancer research. He didn't make it. After 143 days, his health failed. He eventually died at the age of 22, but he still has a lasting worldwide legacy, the legendary Terry Fox. It's 38 minutes after the hour. Still to come, an opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. It's about the mysteries of life. It's deep, but Mike's a deep guy. He doesn't do shallow very well. And then we had a chance to talk to Diana Haglund, our good friend. She's the communications director for the Wenatchee School District. Monday is a big day for them because there is a big hiring event specifically for para-educators. There's a desperate need for them in the Wenatchee School District. Looking for work? Diana's going to tell you all about it when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat. Poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Lean back and enjoy the summer savings at Boswell's. Right now, get a $100 instant rebate for every $1,000 you spend on any qualifying stressless seating. The more you spend, the more you can save instantly. So furnish an entire room with the most comfortable seating in the world and watch the savings add up. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. I've been reading a book by Roman Catholic theologian Richard Rohr. Now, I have to say, I do think a lot of Rohr's questions and the theological dilemmas he faces would be clear to him if he was married, had a wife, and had kids. Okay, now, no disrespect to the Roman Catholic Church, but both of the mysteries and meaning of life and questions and stuff like that they might have been made clear to me simply because I'm married and I have a family. Now, learning to live and get along with someone else, particularly as someone who is as different and wonderful as Rosie is for me, has caused me to grow and change in ways I otherwise never would have. That's pretty simple, actually. If the Roman Catholic Church would just let their priests get married and have kids, they'd understand our life a whole lot better. I mean, just like you and me. Well, that is, if you're not a Catholic priest anyway. Well, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee provides financial services for independent-minded clients working to secure their futures. Whether it's helping construct your personal financial, retirement, or estate plan, they start with a disciplined approach and straightforward advice. An individualized approach is rooted in the values, stability, and strength their company was founded on in 1935. With offices coast to coast and personal attention you deserve right here in the Wenatchee Valley, learn more about D.A. Davidson.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
So, how's Evan?
Well, he's all grown up now, but I worry about him.
So many dangers in the world. COVID, the environment, the opioid epidemic.
Yeah, I hear opioid misuse is on the rise.
I don't even know how to start a conversation with him.
This might help. GetTheFactsRx.com. There's a whole section on how to talk about opioids with your family.
Offer support, not judgment. Cool.
Talk to your family about the dangers of opioids. Visit GetTheFactsRx.com.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the Diagnostic Doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to Blueberry Hills to experience some real treats. Take a look at our homemade cream pies, our amazing cheesecakes, and don't forget our famous banana pudding. Remember, we're more than just great treats. People come from all over the world to experience what has been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
We're here in the headquarters of Wenatchee School District, just outside the doors of my alma mater, Orchard Junior High, now Orchard Middle School. Now you know how old I am. This Monday the 31st and Tuesday August 1st, if you're looking for some good work, good solid work, fairly well paying, this might be the place you want to be on Monday and Tuesday, because the Wenatchee School District, by golly, needs warm bodies. And here to talk about that is the Director of Communications for the school district and an old friend of the program, Ms. Diana Haglund. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. This situation pops up every year. Not just paraeducators, bus drivers, coaches, whatever. People come into the system, people leave the system, people retire. Things just happen. In a school district as large as the Wenatchee School District, with that many employees, you're going to have turnover.
Absolutely.
And now it's that time of the year again to get some more warm bodies in here and help the kids become better human beings and contributors to the society. Talk about Monday, talk about Tuesday.
Yeah, we are excited. Like you said, we're a large organization. We have 1,500 employees in our district, including paraeducators who provide a really important role in our schools to supporting student success. Paraeducators are often thought of as like classroom assistants. They provide instructional support. Sometimes they're working in libraries or in other parts of our buildings, but really critical to supporting our teachers so that they can provide high quality instruction. So we're looking to add paraprofessionals to our ranks, so add some new people into the classroom, as well as in our special ed department. We have many students that need a one-on-one para support professional, and so we're looking to fill those roles as well.
People are going to ask, and so I'm going to have to do it. Say, wait a minute, don't you have like declining enrollment and budget cuts and laying people off? Or how can they be hiring? Well, there's a simple explanation for that.
Absolutely, yeah. In the last school year, as you know, we did some adjusting of our budget to really match our current enrollment. But we've always had some open positions that needed to be filled that were budgeted for, and many of those are federally funded positions or funded by the state, or are required by law to make sure that the students have the supports that they need. So we're looking to fill those positions. So those have been open and available, and we encourage anybody that is looking to get into education, that has an interest, wants to work with students to explore this opportunity.
There are two different kinds of paraeducators. For an example, I'll give you an example. My brother Eric works as a paraeducator. He works with the developmentally disabled special needs kids. He usually each year is assigned one-on-one with a kid, and he works with that kid. He finds it terribly rewarding. He loves the job. And then there's the, I don't want to say normal paraeducators, but there's two different things to consider if you're thinking about getting in on this field. So explain the differences between the two.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you did a great job. So a lot of our paras do work within special education with students that have a range of learning needs, developmentally, physically, they might have some needs. So oftentimes those do require a one-on-one support person that is with that student throughout the day. Other times it's assigned to a classroom or maybe multiple classrooms to provide that instructional support to a teacher. For a student with special education, they have an IEP or a learning plan. So that's one set of paras. Other paras work in areas, like I said, the library, and they're providing support to librarians who are certified teachers, or in other areas like our career center. Those are paraprofessional positions. So we do have some general paras, and then we have some kind of specialized positions that are out there. And we've got a lot posted on our website. So if people want to explore more of those options, they can visit our website, wenatcheeschools.org.
There are a lot of jobs, as a matter of fact, open, and we're going to talk about some of the others real quick. But one more thing on the paraeducators. What do the prospective paraeducator folks who might be interested to know about this, what do they need to know in advance before Monday and Tuesday? How do they do their homework about what they might be interested in or might be good at?
Yeah, well, I think one of the best things that anybody who seems like this might be of interest to them is just to do some Googling. Google the word paraprofessional, and that's going to give you a really good sense of what those jobs entail. You can go on our website, look at the available job openings, but to prepare for our hiring event, we've really tried to remove all the barriers we can so that it makes it as easy and smooth as possible. People can apply for our open positions if they want to in advance to coming to the event, or they can apply right here when they come into the event. We'll have staff there to answer questions and assist them with the application. We'll even be doing interviews on the spot. We don't require a resume, but we'd love people to come in prepared to tell us about who they are and their background, as well as their educational experience. If somebody has a bachelor's degree or an associate's degree or 72 college credits, they automatically qualify for those positions. But we do require a praxis test or an aptitude test to be completed for those that don't have those academic credentials. And we'll walk people through those. But also, folks will have a chance to talk to hiring departments so they can ask more of those detailed questions about the job and what they're looking for and what they may potentially be doing.
Best advice I can think of is talk to a paraeducator. The odds are you know one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Regardless of where they fall within the paraeducation system. Number one skill set, 85% of the job, give a damn. If you give a damn, that's about 80% of it right there.
Definitely, we want somebody that wants to be there. Our district, one of our priorities in our strategic plan is to create a thriving environment, and that really starts with our staff wanting to be there and are committed to student success. So absolutely, you have to have that. We want people to have the aptitude to do the job, so some reading and math skills, which is why we do some of the testing, just to make sure they can support the students at the level they need to be supported. But somebody that wants to be in the classroom thrives in that type of learning environment because they're providing a huge service, not only to that student, but their family and our community at large.
Coaches, bus drivers, maintenance and operations, The list goes on and on. It's a full slate. It's like 3 pages of jobs I saw.
Yeah, we do.
Talk about some of the other jobs that can be filled immediately.
Yeah, and people can apply today, like I said, on our website, WenatcheeSchools.org. We have all of our open positions. Coaching, we have sports throughout the year, and we're always looking for coaches and assistant coaches, so people can check out those opportunities. Bus drivers is a year-round recruitment effort. We do paid training. We get your CDL, and then we also train you on how to engage with students and create that thriving environment on the school bus. They're really an essential part of our team. We have a great transportation department, but custodians and others, we're a huge system with a lot of moving parts, including food service. That's another area where we're always looking to add people as those exit the system and we need to replace people. But the school district's a great place to work, not only from the culture that we have here, but from an employment perspective too. We offer a really competitive benefits package, even if you're full-time or part-time, you get our full benefits. So, life insurance, health insurance.
And that's a huge thing, especially nowadays.
Yeah, and a lot of our positions work well with parents. You can be on a school schedule. You can have summers off. So our paras don't work in the summer, and so you get some of those added benefits. Same thing with bus drivers and custodians. Oftentimes those positions are we consider them a year-round position. You have a job year-round, but you're not working in the summer months.
Yeah, that's not bad. You still get paid.
It's a pretty good gig, yeah.
It's a pretty good gig.
Yeah.
All of these jobs are on their website. Just go to the school district website. You'll see employment. It's all right there. You can pre-apply for almost anything. You can fill out the basic form, and it goes into the system.
Yes.
And then it just kicks out when, hey, we got you right here, and so they know all the pertinent information and a general background on you. That really helps expedite the
Absolutely. So someone could come to either one of the hiring events and sit down and have an interview right on the spot with the hiring department. And our goal is to potentially make job offers right then and there, so we can get people geared up and ready for school. Can you believe it's going to start on August 29th? So that's right around the corner.
The Wenatchee School District cranked out such fine individuals as me and her. To a certain extent.
I can't claim Wenatchee, but
I will tell you this much.
I will claim it now.
There you go. They will not just give you a shirt and a name tag and a whistle and a set of keys and throw you to the wolves. Ain't going to do that. If you have even the remotest interest in it, check it out. Give us the details one more time for Monday and Tuesday, the 31st and the 1st.
Yeah, and I don't want to mess this up. So July 31st from 4:30 to 7:30 here at the Wenatchee School District office, and August 1st from 1 to 3. So either one of those days, we're going to have the same set of staff here to assist folks. Come on in. We'd like to talk to you and see if a position as a parapro in our district is the right fit.
Daycare, somebody going to take care of the kids?
Yes. Oh, thanks for bringing that up. Yes, we will be providing daycare. We're going to actually be in this same building or same room in our building, and we'll provide some childcare. So if parents need to bring their kiddo with them, they can. We'll take care of that while they can focus on the interview and application portion of the event.
You wouldn't believe the myriad of jobs on the website. It'll blow you away, and they're all there. Check it out. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Let's get together with Corey one of these days, and before the school year launches on August 29th, we'll welcome him to his new job.
We'll be back, and I know he's excited to talk to you and everybody out there in TV land. So yeah, he's getting geared up for the beginning of a great
Monday and
school year.
Tuesday, 31st and 1st. Get down here, get yourself a job. You'd be amazed. You might have skills you don't even know you have. I'm thinking about getting some skills myself. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Hey, hon, would you run this around to the wash rack?
Oh, okay.
Hey, hon, what happened?
They shrunk the truck.
The all-new midsize Canyon is now available at Sangster Motors.
JDSA Law is a proud sponsor of these local event broadcasts. JDSA Law has been serving North Central and Eastern Washington since 1946. For over 70 years, their team of dedicated professionals has delivered quality, innovative legal services. JDSA Law partners with you to provide the finest legal advice and support as you navigate your personal and business challenges, your risks, and your accomplishments. JDSA Law supports the TV broadcasts of these local community events.
This summer, Abby's Legendary Pizza is helping stretch your hard-earned money. Our giant pizza is loaded with so many toppings that it usually feeds 4 to 6 people. Plus, join our e-club for special discounts for our favorite customers. At Abby's, we treat you like family. Abby's knows what our customers like, and it's not pear and arugula. That's why we're offering a special price on this pizza loaded with 2 of your favorite meat toppings, Canadian bacon and beef. And if you want, we'll add some delicious fresh summer tomatoes too. Order now at abbys.com.
My name is Anna Marie. I've lived at Prestige here for 6.5 years, and I love it. They just made you feel so welcome. I love my room. I get 3 meals a day, do as I darn well want to. I've loved it ever since I moved in.
Mom's a wonderful, wonderful lady. She deserved the very best, and I got it for her here at Prestige.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word. I think we should hire more people.
Doug, late for a meeting.
Hey, we need to build a home office. We're adding another bathroom.
We need a warehouse.
I can't imagine how we do that.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
They're up a couple of degrees since this show started, 66 degrees. Warm spot right now, both Ephrata and Omak. Checks in at 70 degrees. The gradual warming trend begins a little bit today, but really next week. And there is an elevated fire risk. We'll talk about that, but we have a couple of quick seconds, so we thought we'd take one more little tour around the valley, because who's kidding who? These are some spectacular views. These are tremendous news gathering tools, these cameras that we have all over the Wenatchee Valley in north central Washington on the Sky-Fi towers. Hello to the valley, East Wenatchee, getting most of the love today because we love East Wenatchee. I wonder if Mr. Darby has switched up the cameras today. Sometimes he does that on me, and by golly, he did that to me. That looks to be Ephrata. Yeah, it is Ephrata. Hello, Ephrata, the county seat of Grant County. You know, the Grant County Fair in Moses Lake is coming up in just a couple of weeks. We'll be heading out there in a couple of weeks to talk to Jim and the crew, get you ready for fair season. Good morning to Ephrata. Let's check in with the Waterville camera looking down over the mighty Columbia River. That is just an unbelievably stunning view. You can see all the way up the very top of the hills above Aniat and the Columbia River. The boaters will be out and about this weekend, having a good time. Going to be great boating weather. As a matter of fact, we turn that camera around, you can see Waterville. Camera number 3, is that? Okay, McNeil Canyon. Hello, Lake Chelan. Hello to the airport. Lake Chelan, of course, will be busy this weekend as well. People are naturally drawn to the water when it gets hot. Is that 4 cameras? I've lost track already. I think we're done with those. Are we done with the cameras, Uriah? Okay. Elevated fire risk. I'm sorry, it's Friday. It's been a long week. The recipe is out there. It's going to be breezy for the next couple of days. It's going to be hot. Relative humidity is going to be down into the teens, and that means they're going to be a little worried about any kind of fire that may get going, because it could really get going in our area if, in fact, that happens. All in all, and I'm going to knock on wood, it's been a pretty quiet fire season. Hopefully it'll stay that way. From the National Weather Service, lots of sunshine, just about 90 today. Wind, yeah, a little bit, not too bad, but a little breezy. A little breezy tonight, a little breezy on Saturday. A weak trough slides through on Sunday, which is why we're going to cool down a little bit. But that trough, as it moves up to British Columbia, is going to act like a big drawing card, and it's going to bring a bunch of hot air into our area starting early August. And that's it for us. Have a great weekend. Don't forget Apple Sox baseball tonight. See you Monday. Bye-bye.
Greetings, North Central Washington, and welcome to Networked. I'm your host, Jenny Rojanasatian, Executive Director of NCW Tech Alliance. Here on our weekly show, we spotlight the innovators and changemakers who are shaping the vibrant communities across North Central Washington and beyond. Today, we're going to be diving in with an incredible woman of intellect, dedication, and community building, Summer Hess, owner of Sage Step Consulting. Summer wears many hats. She's a consultant, author, editor, and a passionate advocate for